Oh god, I can't wait. Gonna be awful.
I can't have Xenoblade running right now. I can't pay attention to it.
You're gonna do that.
Shit.
You're gonna do that thing you did before, where it was just like you're able to hear the audio of this game.
Oh fuck, I forgot. Ah, damn it, but you're. Shit, the fucking volume. I gotta. It's the same, so it's like I can't tell if the stream if it's stream you talking or if it's
Hello.
you talking. Actually, I think you're louder in the stream than you are in Discord. Shit.
Yeah. Well, welcome to Deadly Premonition 2, a blessing in disguise.
They fucking knew what they were making.
This is...
With that title.
I don't think it's going to be as supernaturally crazy as the other, but I still just can't wait for how this is going to turn out.
I gotta save. Made in Xenoblade tonight. You get a drink. Just come back with like bottles. There's just like tons of alcohol.
12/30, 2018, 1650. La Carré, a small town outside New Orleans. Orleans. Like, I know what I'm saying. Enjoy this smooth frame rate while you can.
Yeah, right now it's to be like completely smooth.
Yeah, this is a nice floor. That's also very nice. She's missing all her parts are all split apart.
That looks a little deadly.
Uh-oh. For fuck's sake, she's already... Oh, no, I think they're thought, okay, it's FBI. I was like, oh, God, she's already dead. What are you gonna do? Chop her up more? I mean, just put her under a hot light. 88 hours later. Thompsonville, a suburb in Boston.
He's still chainsawing. He's just
God
like,
damn it.
sir, I just need to go
What a
sleep.
way to start the new year. At this rate, I'll be dead by Easter.
Oh, I can only walk as this as Davis, Elia Davis.
Quiet down.
Ew.
You have any idea what you've done?
Oh
I'd be
my God, it's
naked
already
in Havana
amazing.
right now if you hadn't shown up. Soaking up some
The
rays,
animations,
surrounded
how
by
the
a
shit's
harem
clipping.
of bikini queens, a mojito in one hand, and a seafood slathered
We
Havana
worked
style
on this
pizza
for
in the
years.
other.
What happened?
Agent Jones, don't let him take control of the conversation. The moment you let your guard down, he'll strike. And no red, remember?
No red. Hide the red. What are they about to come into fucking Agent York? Is he insane? Oh yeah, Francis Zach Morgan. We're still Zach, and he already knows that they're there. So I think we're old Zach, and this is what they meant by a sequel, because I think he's gonna recount the story of this case in the New Orleans, and we're gonna go back in time.
Oh, same character as the first one?
Yeah, and we're gonna go through his story. So it's a prequel because we're gonna be living through that flashback of his story. Oh my God, I've changed. The hell is that? Is that weed? Look, it's him. It's York. He's got the scar and everything. Well, Zach now. I've gotten skinnier and...
You have questions for us? That's why you're here, isn't it?
Francis Zach Morgan. It's not York anymore. He's still tucked away.
Screen, or was that like an intro kind of splash screen? Like, I couldn't tell. It was so.
I can only walk in one direction. That's why I'm not going anywhere else. It only lets me walk forward as her.
Right to the frickin'.
Yeah.
What
Just
was
hang
the
up,
point of
coat.
That could have been a cutscene.
No, gameplay. Oh, he was eating cookies. He just loves junk food. He lives like John.
Oh, not anymore. I'm done with those days.
Mr. Morgan, before we question you, allow me to first read you your rights. Anything you say may be used against you in a court of law. Please keep that in mind as you speak. Do we have permission to film this?
Elia Davis.
Hmm?
I mean,
Don't
it does like
worry,
the
my
Borderlands
fairy.
thing where it like zooms on the character's
They're
face,
free
but
to
there's
do
no little
whatever they
gimmicky
like.
thing underneath their name.
Something wrong, Mr. Morgan? I'm FBI Special Agent Aaliyah Davis.
Aaliyah.
And this
That's
is
what it is.
Simon Jones. An analyst from the Boston branch. He's been monitoring us for years now.
Oh, hi.
Simon Jones. With an S slowly falling off Jones.
That is the.
Seriously.
That's face.
A Southern belle and a lonesome loser who can't catch a break. Quite the uncanny duo.
You'd be
You'd
perfect
be the
stars for the latest
perfect
video game.
stars for the latest video game. Isn't that right, my
They
fairy?
knew what they were making.
Yeah, I think in this one they're a little more self-aware than in the
How
others,
many
possibly.
years has it been since someone came to chat with us? Oh, but don't ask me about my fairy. That's a private matter.
Yeah, my fairy you do not talk about.
It's hard to tell what he's thinking, but my eyes can't be deceived.
What's the context behind the fairy?
I'm gonna assume either like York instead of him saying Zach or anything, or like, you know, the other persona, personality.
If he's hiding something, it'll come out in his face.
Messy awards and trophies. Zach's poker face, Zach's indulgence.
Are they trying to be like, fuck's the game?
Letters
LA
of
Noire.
appreciation from the governor.
You have to like
And the
read his
Department of
facial
Justice.
expressions. His
They're caked in
non-existent
dust
facial
as if he
expressions.
doesn't even care about them. You solved many difficult cases across your career. Utilizing your own unique MO, you've expertly cracked cases that were otherwise thought to be unsolvable. According to our records,
Yeah, they fused Deadly Premonition and D4, I guess. I never played D4, but they had a character named Forrest Kaysen who was in it, which was the bad guy in Deadly Premonition.
after joining the FBI in 2002, you quickly
there's a
solved
third
2
game
drug
you're gonna have to play
ring-related
one day.
kidnapping cases.
Well, that never got continued, sadly. It was like an episodic thing, and eventually it got... the DK can explain, because I forgot what he said exactly, but stuff happened, and the guy who was making it didn't want to do it again.
Oh.
In 2003, you solved the inside-out flesh skinner case in the suburbs of Pittsburgh.
God, look at that mouth moving along with her words as
In
she spoke.
2004, the Jeffrey Dahmer wannabe case
I'm
in
actually
Milwaukee.
surprised it's not just like a jaw going up and down, but her lips are like
They're trying, but it also looks like she's
Yeah.
trying to eat something.
Yeah, like she's
And
giving an
also the
uncomfortable
stuffed human
smile.
collector case in St. Louis that very
Yeah,
same
this
year.
whole game is
Then,
uncomfortable.
in 2005, you coincidentally happened to solve the Lise Clarkson murder case while on vacation. You went on to solve many other cases after that, all of them seemingly inexplicable. Did you really solve these cases all on your own?
It got abandoned after episode 1 due to the shit sales on Xbox after they refused to reconsider, even after the good sales on PC.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he refused to reconsider because after it went to PC, he wasn't happy or something with it being on PC. Or something too, I don't remember.
There are no records of you using a wide-scale investigative team or working with anyone else. How did you ever accomplish such monumental feats all by yourself?
It was all thanks to our talented partner.
Partner. The FBI files show no record of you ever working with a partner. Do you mean you worked with some sort of unofficial partner or an outside confidant?
Our partner is...
Oh god, he's out of his mind.
We've always worked together.
My partner is our partner, that's the partner. It's like, what are you on about, partner? Yeah.
Besides, Bill, you're forgetting one important thing. After the St. Louis case, we stopped by a diner on our way home and caught Thelma and Louise, two highly sought-after fugitives.
You can use visions to acquire important hints that will help you proceed through the game. Hold L to use vision. Using a vision will deplete your concentration, so be careful about using it too much.
Francis Zach Morgan. He was once an FBI special agent, an extremely talented one. At least that's what they tell me. Perhaps he was a little too talented.
Hey, Belle. Why are you dressed so handsomely?
You're so handsome.
What are you talking about?
The thick black accessory wrapped around your neck. That's a male necktie. The color black represents confidence and interest in the self.
Like, maybe I just wanted a black tie.
And your decision to wear a male tie symbolizes your declaration of war against a predominantly male society.
All right, Zach, you're getting a little too aggressive. It's just a tie.
Or perhaps it's a psychological barrier meant to hide the weakness that dwells deep within your psyche. We admire your bravery.
I thought you retired from profiling.
Bullseye, huh? You're an easy one to read.
And I'm easy.
In order to think with society, a man must first gouge out his eyes and cut off his ears. Don't judge a book by its cover. For someone who's supposed to have been one of our best, you've got an awful eye for people. Or did all that smoke and kill all your little gray cells?
Okay, Aaliyah, that's enough.
You got defensive real quick.
She's smart, but she's also more of a shrew than she lets on.
Agent Jones, that's sexual harassment.
Ah. Dark laughter.
So, Belle, does that barrier of yours also protect you from violent criminals?
It's only dark laughter because no one turned a fucking light on in here.
He's more dangerous than I thought. I can't read him.
Can't read him. I
I'll just
can't
have
read.
to assault him head on with questions then. First, I'll try using the files on the table to shake him up.
Files, but maybe I'm interested in other stuff that's like looking
Stage
at him.
4 progressive malignant tumor.
A what? A stage 4 progressive malignant tumor?
How do humans behave when they know death is just around the corner?
Yikes.
And what if that human is also a high-functioning sociopath?
He also has so many movies, which that was his thing in the first one. He constantly talked about movies.
State how and what? Mr. Morgan, may I ask you a question purely out of curiosity? If it makes you uncomfortable, just let me know, and I'll retract it.
Belle, what's wrong? You sure put a lot of effort into that approach.
It's a question about death.
About this body?
Are you afraid of what's coming?
Well, I've never been afraid of coming. So what is that? What?
Think carefully about why we're smoking this. Then ask us again. Honestly, we're not afraid. Rather, we find it intriguing.
Intriguing.
God, he's insane, John.
Yes.
Nothing phases this man.
Yeah.
Now, have you ever been to the Grand Canyon?
Now, granted,
in winter?
his past in life has really left him fucked up. I mean, just look what he went through in that last investigation in Greenvale. He watched someone turn into a fucking Blanca from Street Fighter after eating seeds.
No.
They were perfectly ice cream scooped seeds in his hands, and he ate them.
In the dead of winter, the Grand Canyon is terribly cold. Colder than you could imagine. A cold that no photograph could ever express.
Then he just starts singing Photograph.
The sun. Powerless. And the temperature drops below zero, right in the middle of the day.
Meaning?
Meaning, you can't really understand something until you experience it for yourself.
The weird thing is, this kind of contradicts old. I mean, this is especially after what the old Zach was doing, telling a story to his granddaughter. But I don't know. Maybe the tumor and everything else kind of just changed him, or some other shit as he grew
If you
older
wanna
really
learn
fucked
more
with him
about
mentally.
us, you need to gain more experience, Belle.
He didn't even capitalize Belle when he said it. Her name wasn't capitalized.
Oh my
An ornate
god.
antique chessboard. Looks like he stopped halfway through the game. But who was playing with him? That chessboard looks rather
Halfway through
old.
the game. Are they trying to hint at something?
And you can't even buy those ivory pieces anymore.
Right. They were banned by the CITES Treaty.
That was made in France in the 1900s. We know it's in bad taste,
This stuff.
but
Oh,
the weight
I
of
guess
the
she is saying it out
ivory
loud.
Yeah.
just feels so good in our hands.
Oh, I bet it does feel good in your hand, Zach.
You play chess alone?
Is that a crime?
No. But it's a hard game to enjoy when you're all by yourself.
Yeah, it seems like it, unless, who knows? He seems both younger and dying than the other one, but who really knows? Because this is supposed to be the more current, like, the latest Zach.
He's probably just replicating famous games. Or trying to solve
that
problems from a chess workbook. Right, Morgan?
Does he just have a thing of cartons taped in the back of just milk?
Yes, that is exactly what you're looking at.
He's like, when I'm alone, I put it on my head and pretend I'm the Milk King. It's like, holy shit, he's insane. But damn it, he's the best we have.
I may not look it, but I'm actually a bit of a
Best
chess nut
in-
myself. When I was in school, I used to pore over every issue of Chess Life, the magazine published by the U.S.
chess
Chess
nut. Ha.
Federation.
Well, unfortunately, your guess is completely wrong, Agent Jones. He isn't replicating a famous game, nor is he solving workbook problems. There isn't a single chess book to be found in this apartment.
Yeah, look, he was listening to Stand Alone and OK Timos. These are some great hits.
And I didn't find any chess-related websites in his internet history.
Also, why does he have a sticky note that just says, hello?
Eh,
He was simply playing chess. All alone.
Yeah, maybe.
So,
Hey, at least he afforded a flat screen. He just has a
What's wrong
shitty
with that,
computer.
Belle?
And they didn't capitalize Bell again.
I don't understand it. How could a single human being seriously play as both sides?
You just publicly confessed to stealing personal data. Seems like that's a much bigger problem.
Oh no. Everything was done in a perfectly legal manner. We simply happened to intercept a handful of data being sent out from an unknown origin.
Oh, now she's really trying to scare us. Did you hear that, my fairy? Serious nightmare fuel.
Ooh. Gets up and just, starts shooting her. Just, you.
These files are from the case that took place just outside of New Orleans in 2005.
Orleans.
The agent who handled the case was Francis Zach Morgan, and now he's sitting right in front of me.
Except he was called York.
Do you remember the homicides that took place in Le Carré, Louisiana in
She's saying
2005?
this out loud again?
No,
I
in
guess it's just
parentheses, it's her thinking it.
We
talking- Didn't see the parentheses because text is slow. Or below my
solved
little
that
screen.
case.
Your report states the following. By coincidence, you encountered a serious incident in a town you visited while on vacation. You then decided to steal the right to investigate from the local law enforcement and took over the case. After several more homicides, you managed to apprehend the perpetrator.
Well, if that's how it goes, that's the end of the game, I guess. You spoiled it.
Yes. Yes. Yes, that's exactly what happened. We stole the right to investigate from them, just as you said.
It all started when the body of a 16-year-old girl was discovered. You arrived in Le Carré immediately after that, didn't you?
We just can't seem to keep ourselves away from dead girls.
Seriously, you had like 4 of them die in your last case.
Did you really visit that town just to take a vacation?
We don't know. If you already have the report, then we suggest you read it, Belle. Either way, that case is closed.
Closed.
Again,
You
her
sure
name
about
is
that?
Not capitalized.
Don't you think this puzzle is still missing some crucial pieces?
Come on. No need to beat around the bush with
I think
us,
he's just
Belle.
calling her Belle like a Southern Belle.
At this point.
They found Lise Clarkson's body. It was hidden deep within the Clarkson Food Delivery Services cold storage warehouse.
After 14 years, we finally discovered the body of the very first victim. Do you know what this means? That's why we're here. The first victim in the case he solved, Lise Clarkson. This is a photograph of what she looks like now. How will he react when he sees it?
I don't know, it's sitting right there.
The body that was some...
Exactly.
We're
How will he
pleased
react when he sees this
that
thing I
her
just
body
pointed out in my
turned up.
last sentence?
Deeply pleased.
You claim to have closed this case, but now a lost body suddenly surfaced. Aren't you curious about the details?
Body or not, we already solved that case. Lisa's body can't change anything now. And it certainly has nothing to do with us.
I suspect the body was stored there rather than abandoned, due to the unnatural state it was found in.
You're trying to blame me.
She was found frozen in a storage unit. Therefore, she looks exactly the same as she did when she disappeared. In fact, she's in such good condition that we can even determine the murder weapon and cause of death.
Well, good for you.
Even stranger is how
Good for
unbelievably
you.
beautiful she looks. At first glance, few would guess she was a murder victim at all. She looks more like a piece of art.
Oh god, are
Or
we
a
going off of this
mythological
again?
figure
Is
from
she
a
a
painting.
goddess?
This keeps getting better and better.
Better and better?
Isn't that right, my fairy? A corpse as
Yep.
beautiful as a goddess. Sounds just like our story.
Our story all over again.
Yes.
Muttering.
Yes.
That went okay. Now I'm sure that Morgan's hiding something. I may be
Yes.
able to get what I want
Clean
if
my
we go
diaper.
deeper into the documents. You may be wondering why we decided to unearth all these old files.
'Cause you're bored.
Everything happens for a reason.
The moment Lise Clarkson's body was found, we did the best we could to start our own local investigation. But there wasn't much we could actually investigate due to the damage caused by the hurricane.
Then we assume you also questioned everyone who worked in the warehouse.
Of course, we questioned all the Clarkson Food Delivery Services employees who staffed the warehouse and its owner, but we still have yet to obtain any key testimonies.
Par for the course with a 14-year-old case, if you ask me.
Thank you, Jones.
Not to mention how bad the timing was. Most of the employees were on vacation.
So, you gave up on the investigation and came to see us.
I didn't even hit A. Why'd he cut himself off?
Yeah, right?
Remember what happened, my fairy? That warehouse. That man. So incoherent. Such a pain.
Hey, are you talking about the guy who managed the vault where Lisa's body was found? Yeah, I think he started working there in 2005. Remember, Aaliyah? You said he was a pain to deal with, too.
Yeah. Let's just... Okay.
Large.
He put his hand up like, yeah. Talk!
No need to answer.
Are they talking
If
about
you
the
don't
fat
want
guy?
to.
No, I don't know. They were talking about someone
I'm sure
that
you've
they
already
know.
put him under
Can't
surveillance.
remember if like his name started with a K, the final boss dude. That's what
Yeah, it was Forrest Kaysen, but it's
Textbook
somebody else.
FBI protocol.
Who is it? This My Fairy character you keep speaking to.
Didn't we just say to not ask about it?
You can't see her. Such bad manners. You barge into our apartment, yet you don't even care about who else is living here.
Dissociative identity disorder.
Dissociative identity disorder.
In the past, it was known as multiple personality disorder. You were subjected to an internal probe only once during your career, correct? They suspected that you had DID, but you denied it, and no problems arose during your test. Is this how you dealt with the psychological profiler back then, too? Saying strange things, weaving unrelated matters together, is that how you slipped through?
You're free to draw your own conclusions, Belle.
I'm not insane.
But my fairy clearly exists. She's been sitting right there on your lap this entire time.
I thought he said in my lap, just like she's been on my lap.
It's
The
been-
fairies-
She's been sitting there.
The fairy's been blowing me the entire time.
But
Hey, no
the fairy
violence
was
allowed
York.
in here, Belle. Wouldn't want to scare my fairy, now would we?
All right.
Isn't there someone else you should have talked to before coming to us? Such as...
We were unable to reach Patricia Clarkson. You look surprised. I thought you already knew. After all, you visited Louisiana last week.
I got out of the house last week. I feel like I couldn't make it 3 steps out the door.
We assumed you
I
met
feel
with
like
her
he's the kind
during
of guy
your
who
time
just
there.
never sees the light of day aside from that window.
We haven't been to Louisiana, not in 14 years.
Is that so?
We've been right here in our apartment this entire time. That man is our witness, aren't you, Simon?
He's right. He didn't even take a single step
mink.
outside on Christmas Eve,
Yeah, you're damn right.
which means that I didn't get to either.
Are you positive about that? I took the liberty of checking some airline records. Last Friday, the name Billy Bishop was listed on a morning flight out of Boston. This is the fake name you used to use as an agent, isn't it?
A mere coincidence.
Yet that's not all. That evening on the same day, a man with a large scar on his forehead allegedly purchased an '89 Cadillac from a small used car lot in Le Carré. He reportedly said he wanted something old, big, and strong.
Like my dick.
The owner of the car lot felt it was a strange order, so it stuck in his mind.
Our world is filled with mysteries, and they always have the most bizarre timing.
Smoking.
Incidentally, on the following day, an identical Cadillac was taken to a scrapyard in Trenton, New Jersey.
You can find that type of car anywhere. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Dark laughter.
Morgan's right. Everything happens for a reason.
Times.
Even this messy room. There must be a reason for it, especially when it comes to those strangely tidy spots. They're practically begging me to question them.
Rocks, another strangely clean spot, pile of DVDs. Let's talk about the DVDs.
A stinking indulgence. And a
What the fuck
massive
was that
DVD
red-
collection.
Like,
That's just
You
my
must
vision.
live a very comfortable life.
We're
Whoa.
retired, remember?
Retired in your 40s.
Oh my god, he's 40?
I'm envious.
But who doesn't love movies?
Jesus
Dad?
Christ, he's definitely younger than how he sounded and was back in the fucking first one in that director's cut.
I'm not a fan.
Oh, that won't do. You should dedicate all the free time you have
like,
to
are
watching
you just
movies.
making like a joke, or are you being serious?
It's
Like,
Oh, and
practically
the other
an
one, he was
unwritten
much-
law.
He was much older sounding, like, almost sounded like he was near death in the other one. And this one, he's 40. Unless,
who's the
like,
character you play as in the first one?
this is York and Zach. That's the same character.
That's what I want to make sure.
No, I'm
you
just
didn't
saying,
look
like,
remotely
well,
like
no,
this.
it's just that in the game we were talking about a story to our granddaughter, and that was that story. We were much older. You weren't here for any of the older, like, the director cut scenes, which was me, an old person, telling the story.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So he was much older sounding and looking, or maybe I don't know, maybe his voice just started to go at that time. Maybe he had laryngitis. I don't fucking know. It was just
Films
suddenly.
Guide us. Films are filled with every important life lesson there is.
Is that so?
For example, They Live, 1988, directed by John Carpenter.
Love John Carpenter and his movies.
That film taught us a valuable lesson. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
Yeah, John, remember that. Live by that rule. Always put on your sunglasses before a fight.
You know, you've got a point. Movies teach us about everything we need to know. I learned about the right way to eat frozen pizza from Cobra.
I have, like,
One
the
of
biggest
Stallone's
urge
best
to
films.
call Simon Jones fucking Trey right now.
Before that, I wouldn't be caught dead trying to eat frozen pizza. I thought it wasn't fit for human consumption, but that film changed my life.
Simon, that has nothing to do with the film. You're just talking
They
about
played
pizza.
2K20 and took inspiration from that.
No, they took inspiration from this.
Took inspiration from themselves.
No, 20.
Do you like
2K20.
fresh vegetable
Oh.
juice?
Why would you think that?
There's a juicer in your sink that hasn't been washed yet. And do I smell the faint fragrance of baked
there.
beans? You didn't use much salt, did you?
What are you implying?
You just told me that you find impending death to be intriguing.
What
That
does this have to
confused
do with
me.
anything?
I don't know, they're optional things I could just talk about, I guess.
When I look around your room, all I can see are the many ways in which you're resisting death. Poly-MVA treatment, highly concentrated vitamin C IVs, fresh vegetable juice, vegetable protein without salt, gallons of vitamin D milk for
Ugh.
fat and calcium.
Maybe you just like. Maybe you just want to be.
The ambivalence, yes.
What?
Two
What
contradictory
is the assumption? If you're not afraid
emotions
of dying, you should be trying to die. Like, I don't know what she's trying to get at.
coexisting together. An adult, mature
Not
mind
very good at her job, I don't
is
think.
never satisfied.
He's just
with
like,
any
stop
one
living.
response. It's common sense. Isn't that right, my fairy?
Mr. Morgan, I found several spots in this room that look strangely clean.
Yeah, why do you have this
Did you
triangle?
tidy up a bit because you knew we were coming?
He's trying to make the Triforce.
Those are sanctuaries. They've existed from the start.
Sanctuaries.
That's right. Sacred places.
Stand on my table and I'll show you a sanctuary.
Hovels for pure souls, if you will.
Were there originally objects in those hovels? Something you didn't want us to see?
The soul's still there. We haven't touched a thing, but we know you can't see anything. Hey, Simon, don't touch the sanctuary.
Sorry.
Don't fucking touch my clean square triangle thing.
God, he's such a tray.
That's a sanctuary. Don't ever touch it again. You've been watching us for 4.5 years, and you couldn't even figure that much out.
My bad.
Come on now.
It's my first time actually coming inside, you know.
I've heard that before.
You're earning far more than you deserve then. What were you doing all day in that black Suburban? We thought wiretapping was your specialty. Don't tell me. Crossword puzzles. What do you think, my fairy? 4.5 years. All that time, and what does he have to show for it?
Crossword puzzles? No way. Come on. I thought you knew. I'm a Sudoku guy.
Oh my god.
Agent Jones.
Oh, right.
He's completely taking control of the
The
conversation.
more I make the
At
joke,
this rate,
the
we'll
more
never
it's
get
just
anywhere.
coming true.
I need to press him some more. Agent Jones. The briefcase isn't even that big. How long does he intend to keep that up? Does he have pizza menus stuffed inside there or something? Agent Jones, did you find the files?
Green Veil case files. Oh god, not the Green Veil case. Presiding Agent Francis Z. Morgan. Oh god.
Mr. Morgan,
Oh,
do you
cinematic.
recognize these files?
Whoa!
Oh, he touched the sanctuary.
We told you. That's a sanctuary.
Let him go! Assaulting an FBI agent is an obstruction of
told you.
justice.
We told you. Go. Ah! Say
What the
back.
fuck?
Stay back. Sanctuary. Down. Cinematic. Ah! 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 Yeah.
Oh god, he's losing his mind. He was keeping his cool for so long.
Mr. Morgan?
I'm a dog. Your fingers
Couple of
bleeding.
with that can opener this morning. I thought I stopped the bleeding, but it seeped through. How could I be so stupid?
Get away.
Everything should be fine now.
Anyway, back to normal.
I'm sorry for being so careless. I made sure to read through your file and learn about your condition. The color red. Such an unusual thing to fear. Please.
I don't like the color red,
Accept my
okay?
deepest apologies.
There's been a lot of red, especially since Zach was stuck in the red room for so long.
I'm sorry too. I don't know what I was thinking. I'll never touch one of your sanctuaries ever again. And no more red either.
He's lost his fucking mind.
Don't ever touch one again.
Hey, question for,
I told them not to.
like, to understand. I
Why
thought
would they do
York
that?
was like the real version
Make
of
them
him
go
that like
away.
everybody else knew, and then Zach was the
Sanctuary.
personality in his head.
I don't know, like, everybody was like, oh yeah, it's York, but then when he switched to Zach, everyone's been calling it, so I don't know if it was just at that time when we were playing York, when he introduces, he's actually introducing as Zach. I don't know. I have no fucking clue. Zach was kept away from the red... Kept away in the red room, lived in the white room to be Zach thanks to York. Zach was kept away from the red room and lived in the white room, thanks to Zach. I don't know, it just suddenly, like, everyone just knew it was Zach, and York just vanishes. I don't know, because York was the other being.
Now, may we return
Look,
to
it's
our
easier if you
discussion?
just read it. I really have no idea how to explain everything.
Strangely enough, this man has a fear of the color red, and I believe that fear is connected to the Greenville case. Here's another empty space. What does the word sanctuary really mean to him? Hovels for pure souls. This is a very large shredder.
Let me just go off track and talk about this large shredder.
Is there something you don't want people finding out about?
Good question. But we never know when
just because you have a
some
large shredder
curious
doesn't
civil
mean-
servants may come.
John,
and
how much
sift
have you
through
been
our
hiding?
trash, do we?
You're already retired. What are you so worried about?
It's from back when we were still on duty. Didn't they bang that into your head when you were up in Quantico?
He also talks to himself very frequently.
Some habits are hard to break, no matter how hard you try.
Yeah, he never made it secret that he had an invisible friend, so when he switched, everyone just kind of went along with it. Because he did talk to Zach very openly.
So,
And then, like, at the end of...
allowed to be... I'm just
Well,
trying to
no,
figure
he
out how
passed
this
he
guy-
passed tests and stuff. It's just when he was on cases, also people... I don't know, or something happened. I don't know how things slipped through and how people just were fine with it to be an FBI agent when he clearly
Yeah.
denied that he didn't have a disorder for his personality.
Yeah, that's what I'm just trying to... Maybe I'm just thinking of this too realistically, and I just need to separate that for, like, just the sake of the game. Be like, you know what? Blah, blah, blah. Makes sense.
Could you tell me what exactly the word sanctuary means to you?
Sanctuaries are sanctuaries. Nothing more and nothing less.
Don't you love when you ask for a definition of something and someone just gives you the fucking word? What is chocolate? Well, it's a chocolate.
That doesn't explain anything.
Why do you wish to know?
Because I want to feel secure in your arms.
Just
No.
curious.
Yeah, the disorder probably wasn't deemed a concern if it wasn't affecting anything bad.
Bell.
I guess, but it's like, wouldn't that... Like,
You're
you
a
know, if you're an
much
FBI
ruder
agent, like, you have to make
person than you
judgment calls and
initially
everything
seemed
else.
to
But
be.
if you have...
I mean, if he passed the test or it didn't come up, he was good to go. If it happened during the field and they didn't realize. But now all of a sudden, all the case files were under Zach, so maybe he just wrote down as Zach at the time.
Don't you
That's what I'm,
agree?
but you
my
can't just, like,
friend?
switch your name arbitrarily. That's, like, a thing you have to go through with the government. Like, you know, you
What
get
do
your
our
security number and blah, 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 and
sanctuaries
you
have to do
go
with the
do
investigation?
things.
Well, when he was
Like, you can't
born,
say,
when
"Oh, I'm
he,
a new person."
well, when he was born, he was originally Zach. It's just that York took over the personality.
So York is technically the fake one.
Yeah, York is the one that vanishes, and it's mostly Zach after the first. Like, after York goes to be with Emily. In the afterlife, like, special otherworld.
If you're out of
Right, I didn't mean to-
questions,
I always thought York
then
was,
how about
like,
just
the
going
real
home?
him, and then Zach was, like, this forming other personality that was, like,
Hey,
bad or something. I don't
mind
know.
if I jump in here?
But, like, this creepy, insane version
what
of
is
him.
it, Simon?
I didn't
We
realize it
hope
was
you've
actually
got a
the-
real
okay.
question for us.
Well, actually, I'm also a little curious myself. No one's supposed to touch any sanctuary, right?
That's what we said.
What about you, though? You can't even touch them yourself? Are there any extenuating circumstances?
What are you getting at?
I mean, I doubt if any of this really matters. If no one can
You know that word,
touch the
Simon.
sanctuaries, then how do you clean them?
God damn it. No one's gonna answer, just like, whatever, Simon. Fucking idiot.
Mr. Morgan, I'd like to ask you
He's
some
addressing a
questions
plot
about
hole.
this case
and
now.
you're all like, oh, shit.
Just
Just say something
shut up.
intellectual.
We
We can't let him know.
want to remember that town.
I'm sorry, but there's no way around this. I remember hearing about this case on the news when I was still a student. A high school girl named Anna Graham was murdered, and the FBI stepped in to take over the case.
Yeah, I remember. I played that. It's like someone was killed in Greenvale. An FBI agent came to help. Then the game crashed a couple times, and the agent was losing his fucking mind. But eventually, after going through different versions of Windows, he solved the case.
I also remember it becoming a sprawled investigation due to evidence found in the victim's throat. Is that correct? After that case, you went on sick leave for 2 years.
You even went to Windows 8 to finish the game.
And when you returned, you requested to be switched over to desk work. What happened?
That's a private matter. None of your business, Bill.
Were you traumatized? It's a common problem with prolific agents such as yourself. But there's another possibility that may make more sense. Perhaps you simply finished making preparations.
You did finish making preparations. Preparation H.
What are you getting at?
Thinking too much about something will always turn it into a problem. The Greenvale case. Don't you think it resembles the Luke Carré case?
Read the report. We have nothing else to say.
I just need one more push. One more thing that can summon up the past.
She gets up and just pushes him. One more push. How about we talk about the honeycomb in a jar?
That's royal jelly.
Oh, okay.
Huh?
You were staring at the jar, weren't you? Do you find it strange that there's honeycomb inside? We wanted to harvest royal jelly in its most natural state.
Royal jelly.
The queen's main food source, created from the worker bee's secretions. It's a perfect food, filled with power.
Oh,
By absorbing it into our own bodies,
we can acquire
we
that
too can
power.
acquire that power.
Honey power.
Incidentally, did you know that all the worker bees are female?
No.
Guess they didn't teach you that at Quantico. Male bees are only born to inseminate, and they're born from unfertilized eggs to boot. They have short lives and don't even get stingers. Sort of feels like a glimpse into the future of our society, wouldn't you agree?
Sure.
Women
Yes.
are gifted with the power to conceive, give birth, and nourish their children. But men are consumed with the job of providing women with the chance to do so.
Man, we're really pushing this, huh?
If women no longer had to rely on men for the seeds of life, they would soon cease to desire them, we believe.
Yeah, John. How do you feel about that piece of wisdom?
Would soon cease this.
If women didn't need
Basically,
men,
Be careful, Simon.
we're screwed.
Huh?
The only reason men
Of what?
are attractive is because we have
Your
sperm.
belle's
Yes.
already stolen the reins from you.
How about the clock in the trash?
The silver clock in that trash pile. Is that an H5?
That's right. John Harrison's fifth chronometer. Completed in 1770. After many years, he completed it and presented it to the Board of Longitude in order to end their feud with him.
He's talking about current generations of humans. The game
That's only a
knows.
replica, of course.
You like clocks?
Clocks are amazing. Prime fruit of the human race's intellect.
That's why John has so many clocks. They're the prime fruit of the human race intellect.
We took the
I'm gonna go eat a
invisible
clock.
idea of time and manifested it in these.
Yeah, I love clocks too. Absolutely fascinating.
Joe, shut the fuck up.
I disagree.
Oh? Why?
Time is valuable precisely because it can't be seen. Yet nowadays, people can't tell what time it is unless it's measured in numbers. Talk about idiocy.
Because I'm stupid and I need numbers.
I don't mean to side with the Board of Longitude, but remember, humans used to cross oceans with the stars alone. We have our eyes to read moon charts and study the sky.
What if it's cloudy or storming?
All you need is courage and a love for adventure.
Hear that, my fairy? Courage and a love for adventure? Come on, Belle. Surely you know how many lives have been claimed by your pals' courage and adventure.
That fucking audio just cut
Hold
himself
on a
off.
second here. That board of longitude thing. What the heck is that?
Jones,
I
shut
mean,
up.
I've heard of it before. I'm an FBI analyst, remember?
You are? Because I thought you were just a fucking desk cop.
I just sort of can't remember it right now.
Shut up.
I'm telling the truth.
You suck.
Come on, Aaliyah, back me up here.
We can't
Aaliyah?
hear you. La 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 la. Can't hear you. Just put my hands up to my ears. La 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 la
He's
la
being
la.
extremely immature with the guy.
La 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 la. Can't
Mr.
hear
Morgan,
you.
please look at this.
What
Anyway,
did we
back to the
just
topic.
Say, we don't want to remember Greenvale.
This isn't a photo from Greenvale. Look closely at it. Former Special Agent Francis Zach Morgan.
A tree. No. So freaked out.
Is it supposed to be a red
This
tree, but in
photograph
black and white?
predates Greenvale.
It predates Greenvale. No, my head.
It's from the Carré case you worked on in 2005.
Red tree.
Yes. A red tree. Greenvale wasn't the first place you saw one of these. The Greenvale case and the Lise Clarkson murder case. They're connected by these red tree, aren't they?
Red trees.
Answer me. What are these trees?
Red trees.
I want the truth. Tell me everything you know.
Dark laughter. It's like, if you want the information, you'll have to duel me in Yu-Gi-Oh! It's like, god damn it, no. It's like 10 FPS
Red
Yu-Gi-Oh!
trees.
Like, dark... It's like really laggy. It's taking forever.
You really did your homework.
The frame rate
Well
will look like
done,
an actual
Belle.
anime.
You're good.
God.
Damn good.
Oh, Jesus. You just come?
Are you ready to talk now? I want to know what went down in Le Carré in 2005.
Fine. We'll tell you. We'll tell you what happened in that town. Yes.
Maybe that's why the frame rate is all fucked when he recalls the story. Because in his head, it was all so shitty and framey. So his old mind can't picture it properly because his head's all fucked.
It was that red tree. That red tree ruined my life. It was a sultry summer day. The sun comes down hard on you in the south, like a torrential downpour of demonic whispers. It all started back in that sweltering summer. We still had our best friend with us back then.
Our best
does.
friend with us back then.
The other me.
My other me. The better half.
My
Okay, so
better
the fairy is
half.
not York, for sure.
Well, because unless York suddenly got a sex change and you keep calling it a she.
Who the fuck knows what's going on inside Zach's head, alright?
God, wouldn't York look great with tits? It's like, isn't that just you?
He's just a massive perv on the inside.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
There's music.
Somebody needs you. You can't turn away. You're their only lifeline. Just a hero.
Jeff Kramer's
By
back.
Jerry.
Bullet for hire. Working alone. Always a voice. A cry in the darkness. An echo of pain. That's been long forgotten, but it haunts me, my destiny, to be alone.
God, I can't wait for this 007 game.
There's a time
I
when
think
you
that Sean
see
Connery's gonna
Oh,
be so wrecked.
Theme of Deadly Premonition 2, The Deep South.
for what it's gotta be.
Look, there's a butt.
Why? Why?
Walk alone.
Ragdoll falling?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, it's...
I'm losing my mind. There was a belly. Directed by Swery.